Has there been a game like that? That was a pretty high-level game, intense.
Yeah, that was a high-level game, a good environment. Yeah, that's just college basketball at its finest right there.
Coach talked about it. Felt like one of the issues for you guys offensively was collectively passing shots. Did you feel like you guys maybe passed up a few shots and should have taken?
Yeah, we definitely did. When we don't shoot the open threes, the spot-up threes, it hurts our team. When you run good offense and you get looks, you got to take them when they're there.
Yes, yep. Brad mentioned this at the end of his press conference. With this stretch where you've got two-day prep game for a couple weeks in a row, so the game would be a tough son of a bitch to get through it. It's like, how do you kind of view what this team has to do in that stretch?
We just got to be responsible with our time, be smart off the court. We got to take care of our bodies, and I think we do a really good job of that. We have really good facilities to do that. We work with Fletch a lot. So I think we just got to take care of our bodies and just be locked in mentally. The game's really mental, so just being focused on the scout and stuff like that. And I think our team's mature enough to do that.
I guess your scouting report mistakes defensively maybe against Northwestern popped up. How do you address that? I mean, what's the process behind maybe fixing those?
I think just more attention to detail in practice, maybe. Those are just mental lapses that can't happen, and it hurt us, that loss hurt. So I think that we're all aware of the mistakes that we made, and I don't think we're going to make them going forward.
Coach said he thought Terrence had his best day of practice since he's been back, since his suspension. How have you seen him kind of come back to the old Terrence that he was before?
Yeah, I think just slowly, he's been kind of finding his rhythm. He was really good yesterday, and, he's just slowly gotten better and better. So, it's what I expected Terrence. I don't think he's full into his feel yet, and I think he would admit that. But once he gets there, I think we're a dangerous team.
What do you know about Indiana from the scouting report, and maybe some keys for you guys to follow?
A really good team, really talented team. They obviously haven't put it completely together yet, with their record, but it's a team that you can't play around with. They're really talented, well coached. It's a team that we got to go out there and complete our game plan to win.
How important is to kind of hold serve at home in the Big Ten race? Is this a big game for you? And also not wanting to lose two in a row.
It's definitely a big game. Any home game, we don't want to lose in front of our home fans. In the Big Ten, it's a close race, so we need everyone we can get.
Marcus, how different has this role been for you than the one you had at Southern, just on the floor?
I feel like I'm just playing basketball. I don't really view my roles that different. I've never really looked at my role at Southern like, I had to do everything. I've always just kind of trusted my teammates. I do the same thing here. I trust my teammates and just try to do whatever we can to win games.
Are you being asked to do anything different here that you weren't able to showcase as much in your college basketball career?
Yeah, I probably play on the ball more here. Running a little more PG than I have in the past. So it's definitely, it's different. I get the ball in different areas of the court. Some the same, some different. So it's kind of, they've stretched my game. I think they made me a better all-around player here. And but as far as when the game starts, it's just doing anything you can to win.
Kind of along those lines, we've seen a lot of the whole NBC first team last year in the Big, almost all of it's in the Big Ten now, and playing at a high level. What's that kind of showing you that the level of play that the Valley is that you guys call jump up to this role and have success?
Yeah, honestly, I'm not that surprised. There's been really good talent every year I've been in the Valley. And it's a lot of people compare the Valley to the Big Ten in terms of play style and stuff like that. So the transition makes sense. Obviously the athleticism and the length is a little longer, more athletic here, but overall, the Valley's got dudes, so I'm really not too surprised.
What about the transition to some of these venues? Have been pretty intense. Purdue, Northwestern, going back, Tennessee. Did you experience any of that in the Valley?
Not to that caliber. The crowds aren't the same in the Valley, that's for sure. But I feel like once the game starts, it's just basketball. You kind of get in a rhythm. Maybe beforehand you look around a little bit, but once the game starts, you kind of just get in the flow of the game and you forget about really who's watching.
Or to get a three go down against Northwestern, is that kind of felt like a big three in the moment for you, just to see one go? Is that fair? Was that kind of a big one for you?
Yeah, it feels good. Obviously statistically wise, it's the worst I've shot really in my career. So you know, I just continue to get reps in, trust the work, and, you know, it feels good to see him go down for sure.